everyone. A very warm good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for being with us. Well, as you can see, we have got a lovely presenter, our guest, and an highly expert personality, none other than Noel Powers. A very warm welcome to Noel. So nice of you for being with us.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dinesh. I'm
Noel.
I'm so grateful to join you guys on this platform and share some amazing inspiration and practical tips for your audience on building a number one brand.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let me tell you a short description of this program. This program will last for 30 minutes. In the first section, we will just give a small introduction about what we are doing, about yourself, and a little bit about me. And then we will have your interview. And at the end, we will go for a rapid fire question answer session where I'll be asking you the very small questions and then we will conclude it. Hope it is okay with you.
Perfect.
Well, thank you. Thank you once again. Now, before I give a introduction about Noel. Here is a small detail of this platform. This platform is running for last 4 years. We have already hosted number of programs. Hundreds of TED speakers have spoken on our platform. We are proud to mention that more than 5,000 small and big video clips are uploaded on various platforms through our program. Coming to the great personality, Noel, here is a small description about her. Today, we have someone incredibly special on this show, a true visionary who doesn't just talk business, she transforms it. And she is none other than the personality that you can say is Noel Powers. Noel, once again, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here is a small introduction about Noel. Noel Powers, as the name goes, she has tremendous power too. Is a globally recognized business vision coach, speaker, and a writer with over 20 years of experience, empowering entrepreneurs to unlock their leadership potential and grow businesses with purpose and clarity. She is the founder of N Factor Coaching and creator of the powerful vision to profit process that helps leaders step into their role with boldness. The same thinking that inspires industry giants like Steve Jobs and Jeff Bezos. Through her acclaimed 12-week Shake Down program, she has helped various CEOs and entrepreneurs around the world clarifying their goals, align their resources, and build not just successful businesses but lasting legacies. She is also an executive contributor to Brains magazine and a nominee for the prestigious CREA Crea Global Award. So get ready to shift gears as we dive into vision, leadership, and legacy with the inspiring and unstoppable lovely lady Noel Powers. And Noel, thank you very much. And here is the first question for you that our listeners have sent it. It goes like this. What was the moment you realized your expertise could become $1 million brand? Platform is yours, Noel. Noel, please.
Yes, the moment I realized that my idea was going to be $1 million brand is it was the middle of the COVID shutdowns, and I had been through a divorce, moved states 3 times in 2 years with my toddler in the back seat, and then I lost my mentor to cancer. And, in that moment, I felt like I could really lose myself to despair. But something amazing happened. All the wisdom that my mentor had given me, it came to me. I was listening to music, literally the last song she taught me to dance to. And in that moment, what I needed to do to reach my vision, to the best way to serve people, I decided it was time for me to step into a bigger role and share my vision and find the best way and I to create the leadership I always wanted to. And in that moment, I decided what I was going to do to help entrepreneurs and leaders unlock their potential.
Hmm.
Because the bigger
Great.
the idea, the greater
Mhm.
the brand, right? You can't leave a legacy with small thoughts. It has to be one life vision that you work towards every day.
Lovely. Yes, it is said that always aim for the high. And once you aim for the high, there are all chances that today or tomorrow you will reach. Perfect. Yes, you are correct. Well, in continuation to your reply, may I ask you that how do you define a visionary leader in today's business world?
Yes, how I define a visionary leader is someone who creates the future. The only
Hmm.
way you're guaranteed for your brand to exist in 20 years is if you are inventing your industry. So if you look at the founders of your favorite brand, America's favorite brand, the world's most profitable brands, look at people like Steve Jobs of Apple and Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey. They all are visionary leaders. They think 20 years in the future and they work backward to make sure that they're creating those conditions, right? When you're in small
Hmm.
business, there's a lot of things you can't control. You don't control the economy. You don't control consumer preference. But what you do control is if you have a clear vision of the future for your customer, it's between you and them. You have the
Correct.
power to attract them to you because people don't
Mhm.
just need your product and service, they need your vision and leadership.
Yes, you are very right. We need your vision and leadership, and that is the most important that one should have. Very correct. Well, may I ask you the next question, and that's Noel, what's the biggest misconception the entrepreneurs have about branding, and how do you correct it?
That's a great question. That is the answer that makes my career. Your brand is a visceral connection between real people. That is making a promise and keeping it. That is, attracting people based on giving them a more
Mhm.
ideal version of themselves. So the biggest misconception is that your brand is your logo or that your brand
Right.
is your website. That most people, when they use the word branding, they're talking about a chore list. It's something they check
Mhm.
off, and it's usually the visual representation. But your
Oh,
brand is the feeling that someone gets. Some great examples is Apple. I use them all the time as an example. You know what a computer is, and Apple is the world's most profitable brand. But Steve Jobs believed in empowering the individual. And let me ask you a question, and it sums it all up. Why do people fly halfway around the world, stand in line
yes,
overnight to wait for a new Apple store opening? They can buy a computer at home.
yes,
They're not there for a computer. They're there because of the Apple experience, because that brand, it gives them the tool to
right.
express themselves as individuals. They are a tribe of people, and they cannot buy that experience from a competitor. They can only get it from their favorite brand.
Wow.
And
Yes,
you have
you're
the
very
power to
correct.
do that too. And here's the
Hmm.
thing, the other misconception too is that you think that the wealth, someday you're going to be so wealthy and successful that someone's going to like you, they're going to like your brand. Well, it actually works the
Hmm.
other way around. Every top brand starts with a founder, like the
Hmm.
20-year-old Steve Jobs, barefoot, unshaven, making computers in his dad's garage. He had this vision and he stepped into this role. He says, I am the
Correct.
future of technology, right? I will empower the individual with easy to use, beautiful technologies so that millions of people can do what they want. And he started with making one computer with his best friend in the garage, but he went out and found 20 people and he
Hmm.
delighted them. He knew these people better than anyone in the world. There were computer geeks. Your brand starts with 20 people. Delight them, make a promise, go beyond the promise. Because if you cannot master it with 10 people, with 20 people, you shouldn't spend a penny in advertising. You need to have your brand first with a small group of people who support you for life before you can move on. So then that's where the money comes. That's where the wealth and success comes from. It comes from small successes early on. I call it a brand with a capital B. When you
Hmm.
are their leader and they will follow you where
Hmm.
you're going to lead them, right? So
Wow.
don't focus on money. It's not funding. It's not having a million followers on social media. Never
Right.
focus on the things you don't have. Focus on the things you have inside. I call them the human elements of leadership. You can learn them
Please
too.
repeat. Please repeat it again. Human elements of
These are the human elements of leadership and influence. And that's
loudly.
why I wrote books. I studied Steve Jobs. I did 10,000 pages of research. Him, Apple, Amazon, Oprah, Harley Davidson, they're all using the same traits. And your power is that you get to learn them and use them because the what is inside you as an entrepreneur means that you are able to do this. It's not owning a
Right.
business, right? It's not inventing things. Believe it or not, you could pay millions of people to run your business for you, but only you can lead and inspire.
Very correct. Yes. I remember someone said that always think of three P. First is the product. Of course, it should be good, but
Yes.
more than the product, it should be the person who is behind it. So perhaps that is the most important for branding. And then comes the price. So people are ready to pay price if the person or the product is better
That's
or
and
the
I'll say the last four is the P is premium because
Mhm.
top brands always drive a premium price
Right.
because they're
Then
paying for something the competitor can't give them, that
mm,
experience. We're human beings, and especially with the younger
yeah.
generations, I've had people ask a lot of specific questions about the younger generations at work
Mm,
and as consumers. Trust is the most important asset in your brand, and the younger someone is, the more you have to develop trust, and nothing develops trust better than being consistent, than having integrity. I always say for your brand, the thing you can do today to up level, say what you
mm,
do what you say. Do not vary in any way. Because if you are only ever known for doing one thing with excellence, you're ahead of 99% of your competitors. Simple.
right. Well, Noel, you mentioned about authenticity. So please tell what role that this authenticity play in building an outline community that actually converts.
Excellent question. Yes, so we're talking about how you build trust and how
Mm,
you're building an actual community or tribe. So your brand is like a tribe. I want you to picture, go back 10,000 years in human history, and
mm,
we relied on the tribe for survival, for belonging, for developing our
right.
identity. We put the stake of our entire future in the tribe. And what a community does, when you build an online community, you can have a brand because you are a
Hmm.
leader. When you
Right.
invite someone to your Facebook group, to your webinar community, you are inviting them to come out of the world where they're being
Right.
sold to from strangers, where they're being harassed and DM'd and spammed. Ooh, that's the bad word now, spam. You are asking them if they would like to join your community, to be part of your
Right.
tribe, to belong, to create, to establish their identity. Hey, this is your ideal life. And as soon as
Hmm.
you go from being a stranger selling, you're not just a peer sharing an article, but they look to you as a leader. Imagine this, you're the chief of that tribe. And for the first time in history, they asked, why do you use Metaverse? Because
Right.
Metaverse gets it. They know that people are hungry. They don't want to buy stuff. They want to
Hmm.
belong,
Right.
right? They want to be added to. And when you become that leader, your
Hmm.
power to grow a profitable brand, we're talking about exponents. Let's do the simplest analogy here. 15 years ago, if you wanted a powerful brand, you would have to pay millions of dollars to advertise enough to make your first thousand
Right.
in sales. Now, you might spend a few $1,000s learning the ropes, learning step-by-step processes, maybe learning how to establish your business so you know you're the best at what you do. We are talking about people who are the best at what they do. If you are not obsessed with your customer and you don't know how to become the best at one area, that's what you do
Hmm.
first, because that establishes
Right.
your exclusivity. That's what you're charging people for, is that exclusivity. But then that community, that's $1 million asset. It's something you cannot pay to have.
Very correct.
It's your
Yes.
ability to connect with real people. So the first time in world history, you get to reach out to the person you
Hmm.
love to serve, and you get to hand them an invitation to your community because they want that. They want to be someplace where they trust, where they feel like people are building them and not just selling. So right now,
Right.
if you are an expert and you don't have millions of dollars to figure out advertising,
Hmm.
online community building is going to be your best asset for building a profitable and high impact brand.
Very correct. Yes, you're right. It makes sense. Well, you have mentioned and talked about three steps to transform a business into industry leader, because every business want to be an industry leader. So you talk about three steps to transform a business into industry leader. What's the one most people skip or underestimate? What is that?
Absolutely. That is having a clear brand vision. That means you
Wow.
close your eyes and you picture, what is the one change you have made in the world in 20 years? And who is the one person you serve? Because if you wake
Hmm.
up in the morning and you're thinking of 50 things, you're not going to accomplish anything. But if you wake up in the morning and you have the
Hmm.
hunger and 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 just this burning desire to help one
Hmm.
person who
Hmm.
you know these people's thoughts and feelings, you know how to put that into words, you know how to shut off the rest of your mind that is not looking at helping those people. That's the number one thing that people lose. They think they're going to gain it later, but they never do it, right?
Right.
They're thinking about 100 different things. If you do not have the focus and the consistency and the confidence as a visionary leader, having a
Hmm.
brand is very close to impossible because you're just going to try and fix mistakes later that are too expensive. A focus, if you don't invest in it, is divided to the point where there's nothing left.
Wow. Yes.
Yep, focus, right? And that's the big problem. Distraction is the disease of modern life. And we think, right, as when you're in small business, you think it's the competition, you think it's the economy, you think it's the government, you blame other things, but it is going to be your lack of focus, your short-term
Right.
thinking. That is going to kill your brand before it ever
Mm,
starts. It is the game is inside yourself. Help one person per day. That is the one thing people don't think about. They don't study the people. They don't study Oprah Winfrey. They don't study Steve Jobs. No one handed these people the success. They decided that
yes.
it was their project.
Yes. Well, I have got so many questions to be asked, but before, let me ask you one most important question, which is there from my side, and that is, you are the author of a book. So please tell, how has the writing the $1 million brand method, this is the title of the book that you have written, that has changed your own approach to leadership and impact? How it happened?
Yes. My question, when I think about the global expertise I wanted
Mm-hmm.
and transmitting success from other people into action for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want you to have a stratospheric vision that motivates you every single day, that attracts lifelong customers, that helps you build teams that innovate nonstop. And I always ask myself, what is a brand today?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean today? Because the world has changed from when I was growing up. The whole concept of what a brand is and what it takes to be a leader. Now we're talking about online authority. Now we're talking about, well, 4 billion consumers are on Facebook every month, and they're
Right.
looking for communities to join. It means you need to put your vision and leadership where people are already looking for it. So, step one in my $1 million brand method is to get clear on who it is you're speaking to. Absolute
Mhm,
clarity. And what does this mean? It means you should
mm,
be able to ask someone one question and determine if
mhm.
they would be interested in joining your community. So, step
Right.
one is becoming clear and just starting the conversation with people. Make them raise
Mhm,
their hand. Do not sell to strangers. You will
mm,
destroy relationships before you can ever grow them. Think about it. You've killed trust already, right? We're looking for trust. Do not blow it. Have patience. Do not sell. Ask people, what is it you want? Hey, I have this community. I help I help entrepreneurs create industry leading brands. I have free trainings every Monday, right? I share elite trainings on
okay.
how to combine brand
Mm,
leadership, marketing, and PR. I'd love to have you join, right? Make them raise their hand, make them tell you something they want. When they start telling you what they want, you can start approaching them with free resources and make
mhm.
them love you. Make them come to you to buy.
Oh,
That's what clarity is.
wow.
Clarity means they know what they want and they come to
Right.
you.
Exactly. So first of all, you must make clear that what they want,
That's right.
and if
And
they can find
That's
that.
right. And make them tell you because they think you're lying, but everyone
Mhm.
believes what they themselves affirm.
Right. Well, there are so many questions to be asked, but the time do not permit me. Let me change my gear and let me take you to the rapid fire question session, please. Here are the questions which I would request you to reply in 1 or 2 words or in the shortest possible form.
Absolutely.
And the first question that came to my mind is, perhaps after a long, long time, I have seen a person like you who has something, a great blending of vision and action. But still, I have a doubt. And may I ask you that for you, what is first, vision or action?
Vision,
Uh-huh. Wow.
because
Yes.
vision is the fuel for your soul.
Wow. Yes. You cannot act unless and until you have a clear vision. Very correct. Yes. And being an author of book, my next question is, would you like to tell me the name of one book that you think that has changed your life?
Yes, it was reading Steve Jobs, hands down, the
Oh,
official biography.
ah, yes, 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 yes. Lovely. Well, as an author and a trainer, you must be busy for the whole day and you must be taking tea, coffee, or energy juice or whatever it may be. So tell me, what is the most likely item that you love if a choice is given to you? A coffee, a tea, or an energy drink?
So I don't drink caffeine. I drink
Hmm.
natural electrolytes sweetened with stevia
Oh,
because level blood sugar will get you places a lot better than the caffeine with the crash.
lovely. Wow. Now, please tell one entrepreneur that you would love to coach for a day. What type of person you would like to have?
Oh, to coach for a day.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
question.
give my name. Give my name. I'm Dinesh.
Dinesh, I would definitely coach you. My real goal is to coach the next Steve Jobs, just to close the circle,
Oh, lovely.
close the
Beautiful.
circle, close the loop.
What great, great, great. What a vision, what a dream, what a great idea. Beautiful. Noel, what's your power word when you wake up? What do you say to yourself?
I say Powers because that's the last name I chose for
Mm,
myself. I chose that for myself.
lovely. And please give me a quote that you live by.
Yes, it's of course by Steve Jobs because
Mm,
he was my biggest inspiration in my career as a
mhm.
visionary leader and in teaching people. And he says, he says, remembering you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart.
Yes, every second one should remember that you are going to die. So make something better. Very right. But please tell me the morning ritual that you never skip.
My morning ritual. Yes, I wake up and I say an affirmation. I tell
Hmm.
myself, I am Noel Powers. I am the best. I give the best. I take the best. I am myself. And I don't let
Oh, I am
myself
myself.
budge a single inch or a single centimeters. I am myself and other people are themselves. And my life is a projection screen for my own happiness.
Great. Well, I have got so many questions to be asked, but still the time do not allow me. But before I finish, here is a last question that I would like to ask you. Please tell one skill that every leader must master. What do you say?
You
What
said
is
one
that?
key. One
One skill that every leader must master.
Yes, one skill is communicating your vision so that you can build it into the DNA of your company and brand so that
Oh,
when you are not there, your vision lives
mhm,
on. That's how
mhm.
you create a legacy. You communicate that vision and make it actionable for other people because it's not about
Right.
you. It's about leading other people to who they want to become.
Right. Very right. Very right. Very right. Well, Noel, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, clarity, and contagious energy with us today. Your journey and the tools that you have created are more than just strategies. They are blueprints for building not just businesses, but a life of purpose and impact. To our audience around the world, if you are feeling stuck, this is the message to our audience that if you are feeling stuck or ready to live up, go and follow Noel, a lovely lady who is with us today. Check out her N Factor coaching and dive into the vision to profit process. Because, as Noel reminded us today, when you lead with vision, profit follows naturally. Ah, lovely. What a quote. We can't wait to have you back again, Noel. Until then, keep building, keep dreaming, keep leading with vision, and keep motivating others the way you are doing. Well, on behalf of our platform, we sincerely pray Almighty God to give you all power, strength, time, money, wisdom, and everything so that you keep on doing the work that you are doing and help the society, which is highly needed. So nice of you, Noel. So nice of you. We say
Thank you.
namaste to
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much,
you so
Dinesh.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was